For more than 50 years, the Electric Cooperatives of Texas have sent Lone Star teens just like you to Washington, D.C. on the youth tour.
Heck, the youth tour was invented by a Texan.
Although styles have changed, and thankfully hairstyles have too,
The youth tour is still a trip of a lifetime.
The moment I stepped off the bus at the Arlington National Cemetery, the first thing that caught my eye was the big size of the entire thing, and as row upon row of all of the tombstones of all the people who had fallen over the years. When we got up to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, just the thought of all of the ones who didn't get to come home or haven't been remembered, and the fact that we all can agree that they served and they're not forgotten.
It was an honor to lay a wreath at the Arlington National Cemetery Tomb of the Unknown Soldiers because my grandparents, lots of people that I know back home, they all served in the military.
I like going to the museum. I mean, it was kind of different. I'd never thought of anything like that before, but it was really neat.
Today was an awesome day in DC because we got to go to the Smithsonian, and I've been wanting to go there since I was a little tiny girl. And I spent most of my time in the Natural History Museum, which was amazing, and I got to see the Hope Diamond, which blew my mind because that thing would cost my whole body. I'd have to sell organs to be able to get anything like that. And then we spent time in the American History Museum, which is really cool because I love anything American history. I would major in that if I could. I'm a classic car fan, and when I walked downstairs and saw that Mustang, I almost fainted.
We saw a bunch of airplanes and rockets and stuff.
We learned a lot.
Yeah. The first president to ever fly was FDR. I learned that.
So here at Mount Vernon, we get to see a really up-close look at the way George Washington lived his life, and you could be here next year.
We are eating breakfast at the Hard Rock Cafe in Washington, D.C., ready to get our buffet on, and we're pretty pumped, and we're wearing tie-dye shirts, and we're ready to start the morning.
Hard Rock Cafe.
Right here, girl. Cafe. Right here.
My favorite part of the trip by far had to be the cathedral. Just the architecture, the Gothic architecture was amazing. The fact that it's been there for so long is just really amazing. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Right now, we're in front of the National Mall. In front of us is the Lincoln Memorial with Lincoln sitting in a giant chair. Then there's this huge pond. Then there's the Washington Memorial. Behind that is the Capitol. And
we're somewhere in D.C.
This trip to Washington, D.C. has really changed my life. We went to the Korean War, we went to the Lincoln Memorial, we went to see the White House, which was quite thrilling.
Youth tour has really been an amazing experience. I never thought that I'd get to come up to Washington, D.C., meet all the people that I've met. I've met so many friends that I'll keep in contact with all through my life, and it's just one heck of an experience. I highly suggest anyone to apply. It's a heck of a trip.
We've met so many people from so many different states. I've met people from Alaska, Iowa, and all over the nation.
These are friendships that we're going to cherish forever.
Youth tour is by far definitely a trip of a lifetime.
So here we are today at the United States Capitol, where decisions are made every day that affect our everyday lives. And to be here among the history is something truly fantastic.
So write that paper.
Make that speech.
Do whatever it takes to be here next year. We've been to the National Cathedral, the museum. Where else?
We went to the National Zoo. We went to Mount Vernon and saw where George Washington lived.
Love DC.
Yeah, it's awesome. Best trip of my life.
Like to talk to you more, but we gotta go.